MMC Morodi. Respectfully disagree with you. From my dealing with this matter, it was urgent and it was necessary for me to deal with.
Well, let's leave it there. We may just have to agree to disagree. Can I deal with one last issue in relation to what happened between you and Sergeant Nkosi on the 26th of June? If we...
Page numbers, apologies, SC.
So we were at page 332, and the last exchange between you and Sergeant Nkosi in relation to the meeting or the non-meeting with Deputy Chief Dlamini is at the foot of 332, where you say, please let him know, I'll give him a call.
Yes.
And Sergeant Nkosi says he's inspecting it, and that's at 1:49 p.m.
Yes.
That evening, over the page on 333, Sergeant Nkosi sends you a screenshot of a chat that he's had with the MMC, Ms. Morodi, and saying at the bottom of towards the foot of page 334 where it says today, which would be 26 June, appointment booked and confirmed 11 o'clock at Pretoria North Verosky Spa. Let me know when you leave home. Please bring your car so I can take it to valet while you're busy on your massage. That's from Sergeant Nkosi, and the MMC responds, thank you so much, I will do so. And Sergeant Nkosi forwards you that screenshot with a little message at the bottom, Mfowethu. Why did he forward you that message? What did you understand him to be saying in that regard?
Well, I knew he knew and had an association with MMC Morodi. Was just informing me. I can't confirm further than that. From my perspective, he was just informing me.
He was informing you that he'd arranged a spa booking for MMC Morodi and was going to arrange for a car to be taken for a valet service while she was at the spa.
Yes, as per the message that he sent to me.
Can I take you... Why would that be relevant to you?
Well, I can't comment on that. I had no interest in it as well.
You had no interest in it?
I just took note. I had no interest.
No interest in Sergeant Nkosi's steps to get into the good books of MMC
Absolutely,
Morodi?
yes. No interest.
Let's go to page 388. That's the next screenshot that Sergeant Nkosi sends you of a chat with MMC Morodi. And there you'll see there's a screenshot. It's from the 7th of October of that year. Again, it's a chat with MMC Morodi, and Sergeant Nkosi sends, top of it is a picture of some sound equipment at a meeting venue, and then a response from the MMC saying thank you so much with 4 hearts, and then another picture of the sound equipment, and then underneath Sergeant Nkosi says she asked for assistance. Your response to that message is, thanks for helping her, Mfowethu. She must brief us of any developments. Now, why were you thanking Sergeant Nkosi for helping MMC Morodi?
It was just a courtesy for me saying, oh, she asked you for help and you helped her. That's very nice of you.
And what developments did you want MMC Morodi to brief you on?
If there were any service delivery matters that occur from the meeting that she was in, she needs to raise it so that we're able to deal with these issues accordingly.
Did you know what that meeting was?
I wasn't aware, but it's clear to me. Well, I don't recall now, but I probably think it was a community meeting that all councillors have. She was a chairperson of a region where they discuss urgent service delivery matters. Within that context, billing issues are raised as well. So if she encounters any issues of that nature, I would like to assist in terms of resolving the concerns raised by the residents.
But you didn't say she must brief us in relation to any issues or in relation to any concerns. You said, brief us of any developments. What did you mean by development?
I meant if there are any issues that come above from the meeting that she has with the community from a service delivery perspective, and if there are finance-related issues, kindly brief me of any of those developments so that I can address them. That's what I meant.
I want to put to you that that's not the ordinary meaning of briefing someone on developments. When you ask for someone to brief you on developments, you're talking about an ongoing process that may change.
disagree with you, SC, respectfully. Myself and Sergeant Nkosi have informal discussions where we don't look deep into meanings of words. The purpose of this, like I said, was any service delivery issues or finance matters that are raised by community so that I can assist in resolving them.
And when you said she must brief us, did you mean Sergeant Nkosi and Ngapeshea, or did you mean you and Sergeant Nkosi?
No, I meant me. When I said us, it's a similar way of speaking with the hours and the way that I had previously seen on circumstances, like we said, when the number one issue came out, I said, should we be concerned? It was in that context. I meant me.
So you meant you?
Yes.
So when you, in relation to number one, when you said, should we be concerned, you were asking, should you be concerned about Sergeant Nkosi's meeting with Mr. Sibanyoni?
He, not me. I referenced he. So we were using the words of we, ours interchangeably as a result of us being close. Here I was saying, you must let me know of any issues that might have occurred so that I'm able to assist the residents.
So when you say she must brief us of any developments, you mean she must brief me of any developments?
Yes.
Not me and Sergeant Nkosi?
No.
And when you say, should we be concerned about the meeting with Mr. Sibanyoni, you mean should Sergeant Nkosi be concerned about the meeting with Mr. Sibanyoni?
That's exactly what I said as well, Leon.
Yes, so you're using me in two completely contradictory ways in those two meetings. You'll accept.
In short, this meant, when I say we, is your problems are my problem, my brother. So should we be concerned? Please, can you brief us on the developments? It was our way of speaking.
So brief us of developments is brief me of developments. Should we be concerned is should you be concerned?
Yes.
So we is serving as a multi-purpose pronoun that can mean any singular or plural pronoun that you want. Is that what you're saying?
Informal discussion. We didn't ensure that English grammar is up to scratch when we had discussions,
I see. Can I put to you?
You're still on the same topic.
No, it's.
Okay, maybe then let me ask my question anyway. This event, this assistance that is offered by, or that was provided by Sergeant Nkosi to the MMC, what did you know about it?
I don't recall exactly, Commissioner, what was it about.
Sorry, you say you don't recall?
It was a service delivery meeting that she normally has. It looks like here she requested him for assistance with additional sound systems. So I said, oh, in that meeting that you're in, if there are any issues that are raised, please let me know so I can assist the communities that you're meeting.
Okay. So, and you say when you, firstly, you don't remember what it was about?
I don't remember the exact meeting where it was. I do remember the context around.
And you say the context was what?
Commissioner, I'm saying that she was in a service delivery meeting. Within that service delivery meeting, it's clear that she had requested Sergeant Nkosi from what he had sent to me. I said to him, oh, thank you for assisting her. I wasn't even involved. I didn't even know this was going to take place. From that point of view, I offer, say, if she encounters any issues, please, she must let me know. So I'm able to address the developments or the issues emanating from that meeting.
Okay, so when you say she must brief us of any developments, you're saying if there are any issues, that she must tell you?
Yes,
of
yes,
service
Commissioner.
delivery?
Yes, Commissioner.
She must tell you and Sergeant Nkosi?
No, she must tell me.
Well, he seems to think that she must tell both of you because he responds, yes, indeed, my brother. So according to Sergeant Nkosi, whatever developments means in this preceding WhatsApp message must be briefed to both of you.
I can't comment on how he understood it, but when he responded, I'm fully aware that he knows how we speak because we don't have issues previously and our understanding is clear. So my assumption was he understood exactly what I meant when I said that.
Yes, well, I'm looking at your text and his text. I don't know what he was thinking, but I'm working with the text and your text as well. Your text is she must brief us of any developments. Mr. Chaskalson has told you what his understanding of that is, and I agree, I concur with him. It's similar, I understand it the same way. But importantly for me, Sergeant Nkosi says, yes, indeed, my brother. So he agrees with you that the MMC must brief you of developments. That's his text. And on the plain reading and understanding of the text, it is not you, it doesn't refer to you in the singular. It refers to both of you, that you both must get that briefing. I've heard your response to it. I'm just putting to you that I share Mr. Chaskalson's view of what's here. You may comment. I don't mean to stop you if you want to comment.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'd rather not comment on that message from Sergeant Kosi's perspective, but on my understanding, I'll stick to what I said earlier on, that he knew how we speak and he knew exactly what the ask would have meant, as did on previous occasions.
Thank you.
So when we look at these conversations between yourself and Deputy Chief Dlamini, intermediated through Sergeant Nkosi, we see a pattern where messages get sent, a repeated pattern, not just through the Gubis email, WhatsApps that we've looked at, but also through the TMPD one emails, WhatsApps that we've looked at. We see a repeated pattern where messages from Deputy Chief Dlamini get sent to you through Sergeant Nkosi, and where messages from you get sent to Deputy Chief Dlamini through Sergeant Nkosi. So you and Deputy Chief Dlamini are in effect exchanging messages through Sergeant Nkosi. You'll accept that we see, probably more than 100 of those instances.
I accept that we saw instances of that nature occurring, but my discussions in terms of the relevant matters that were discussed, in terms of TMPD1, in terms of the outstanding Gubis payment, which was only instances where we had those indirect communications as well as the termination, which I tried to stop. But my explanation on those matters and the reasoning behind without going back is still relevant and stands as well. But I do accept what you're saying with the provision of my explanations being taken into account.
No, absolutely. We've heard your explanations. What I want to put to you is there is a possible other explanation. And in order to do that, I need to draw to your attention that in the WhatsApps of Sergeant Nkosi, we see the same mode in his WhatsApps with General Sabia and his WhatsApps with Mr. Vusimuzi Kat Matlala, and in his WhatsApps with a Mr. Stephen Motsumi. So we see that Sergeant Nkosi, that General Sabia and Mr. Matlala never communicate directly on WhatsApp, that we are aware of. General Sabia and Mr. Motsumi never communicate directly on WhatsApp that we are aware of. But we do see messages being passed from General Sabia to Sergeant Nkosi and on to Mr. Matlala, and then back from Mr. Matlala through Sergeant Nkosi to General Sabia. And similarly in relation to Mr. Motsumi, messages from General Sabia going to Mr. Motsumi through Sergeant Nkosi, and messages from Mr. Motsumi coming back to General Sabia through Sergeant Nkosi. And in those cases, we understand that mode of communication as serving a very obvious function, that General Sabia doesn't want to leave a trace of direct communications with Mr. Matlala, so he communicates with Mr. Matlala through Sergeant Nkosi. And similarly in relation to Mr. Motsumi. That's the appearance at any rate. And this mode of communication that we see between yourself and Deputy Chief Dlamini in relation to TMPD1 and in relation to into the Gubis issues about invoicing and termination has the same hallmarks, that you're actually having very extensive communications, but there's no sign of them on either of your phones. All that one sees is your communications with Sergeant Nkosi and General Dlamini's communications with Sergeant Nkosi. And what I want to put to you is that why you are using this mode of communication with General Dlamini through Sergeant Nkosi is that you are engaged in activities that are irregular activities, and you don't want to leave a trace of direct communication with Deputy Chief Dlamini in relation to those activities. What's your comment on that?
Thank you, SC. I think firstly, I must respectfully strongly disagree with you. I'm not going to comment on other issues that you might have seen through other discussions that don't involve me. I'm going to focus on the matters at hand. And as stipulated earlier on, it was an issue of convenience. I did mention that. Also, an equally important point is that that channel is broken. I request for his contact details and I start dealing with him directly as a mechanism of avoiding the hindsight agreement that I set. I did agree that in hindsight, I should have asked for the contact details immediately. I agree to that. However, I strongly disagree with the notion that we're engaged in illicit or illegal activities that are unlawful. And the major difference is that there is trace of communication directly between myself and Deputy Chief Dlamini. There's significant evidence to that. We did break the chain because I did realize the hindsight error of allowing Sergeant Nkosi to involve himself initially. So I strongly disagree with you with respect, SC.
Well, you broke the chain when it was urgent and you needed to speak to the General. That leaves no trace of what you said to the General. Are you suggesting that you have WhatsApps that you sent to the General in relation to TMPD1 or in relation to the Gubis invoicing?
What I'm suggesting is that I requested for his contact details in order to deal with the matters moving forward, particularly on the matter that we have just discussed now, on the accounts payables matter, as well as the termination letter. I did request that.
Are there any WhatsApps that you and General Dlamini exchanged in relation to either TMPD1 or any of these Gubis-related issues?
No, there are no, because I didn't have his contact details from the Gubis invoices, and I wasn't interested, and he wouldn't send me any WhatsApp messages for TMPD1. There are no WhatsApp messages.
So the only WhatsApp messages, we see extensive WhatsApp messages in relation to TMPD1 and Gubis where you are communicating with the General, but they all go through Sergeant Nkosi.
Gubis in relation to the payments have been resolved. TMPD1, I did not at one point agree to have those communications. I did not at one point request any of those messages to be sent to me. So I'm going to distance myself from that completely. I'm not going to respond to those because those were not WhatsApp messages for myself. I didn't even trigger any of those.
So you understood that Sergeant Nkosi was sending you messages from General Dlamini in relation to TMPD1. Let's take that last message, that last set of messages, the fourth case, where on the 25th of March, you, I'm looking for my page now, it's page 177. Let's look at that text at message time 7:08:18 p.m., 9:08 p.m. on the 25th of March. You get a message from Sergeant Nkosi which says, Captain, find below our vehicles for land to be given Ku Mfowethu in order of priority. El Shaddai and Ngapesheya, and on it goes. So you look at that message and you know it's coming from Deputy Chief Dlamini. You're nodding, is that a yes?
I confirm, SC.
You answer it. Thanks, Mfowethu, I'm on top of this. You follow up. This is ours, Mfowethu. This is the final list, right? And he responds, yes, it's our final list. And follows up with another screenshot of an exchange from General Dlamini. Did you not expect that he would send your messages back to Deputy Chief Dlamini?
From my perspective, I was clear. In this instance, I was huffing and puffing as a result of me realizing.
We dealt with huffing and puffing. I'm dealing with a
Okay.
separate issue. You said you never authorized any communication
Yes.
with General Dlamini through Sergeant Nkosi in relation to TMPD-1. You did in relation to Gubis, but not in relation to TMPD-1. So I'm asking, did you not expect that Sergeant Nkosi would return those messages to General Dlamini?
I didn't expect that. I didn't request that.
What would the purpose of the huffing and puffing be if the originator of the person you wanted to stop sending you messages didn't receive your message of huffing and puffing?
Like I said, the purpose was to stop this from persisting any further. I had realized that they were taking me for a fool. I did the same thing.
So the only way that that purpose could be achieved was if General Dlamini, who was the originator of the message that said, "Find below our vehicles for land to be given Kuumfuetu in order of priority," received your huffing and puffing response.
I can't comment on that. I didn't authorize him to send. If he were to send, he would have sent it on his own. But from my perspective, there was no expectation I was addressing him.
You wanted both Sergeant Nkosi and the person who was sending messages through him, Deputy Chief Dlamini, to stop sending these messages in the mistaken belief that you had now accepted their invitation to interfere with the tender. Is that not what your intention was?
I wanted the person who was sending me these messages to stop, and that person was Sergeant Kosi.
But you knew that Sergeant Nkosi was forwarding you messages that he got from Deputy Chief Dlamini.
I knew that.
And so the flow of the messages would only stop if what you said to Sergeant Nkosi in your huffing and puffing exercise also made its way to Deputy Chief Dlamini.
It was up to him, SC, whether he sends it or not. I was not interested in that. My pure interest was getting this matter off my table and ensuring that I close it indefinitely.
How would it get off your table if Sergeant Nkosi didn't communicate to Deputy Chief Dlamini that the CFO is on board, he's understood that this is our final list, and he's going to ensure that our final list gets the tender?
As long as I have sent the message clearly to the individual who was sending it to me, I was completely happy. I was not interested whether he sends it to whichever third party. I did not authorize that, I did not sanction that, and I didn't request it at all. I was interested in the individual that was sending me these things.
Well, I'll leave it there. I want to turn to one brief topic